Hi everybody, and thank you for dropping in, and thank you for the suggestions yesterday from people talking about filtering out some of the background noise. Well, in the case yesterday it was the rather steady rain, so I am going to be experimenting with a couple of those software today to see if we can eliminate it, because, good morning Daisy, there's no doubt that we will be getting a bit more rain over the next 3 or 4 months. Do you want to come and say hello to everybody? You're a bit damp, as is everything today. Let's get into some stories. We start with a big story in Phuket yesterday, and the PhuketNews.com reporting a large yacht catches fire off Koh Lon, and a large yacht moored off Koh Lon in Chalong Bay, this is in the sort of southeast of the island, suffered extensive damage after it caught fire yesterday afternoon. And an update said that the 34-metre luxury yacht was called Obsession 2. The Royal Thai Navy at Cape Panwa reported it was informed of the fire at about 3 p.m. The Navy base urgently dispatched 2 boats, and the 3rd Area Command reported that the yacht caught fire while moored off Koh Lon while no people were on board. And just checking in with some video there from Cowsod English on their Facebook page, showing the boat there well alight, the 34-metre luxury yacht. Let's see if we can find out a little bit more about it. And a webpage called the-triton.com gave us a bit more reporting, and it says the sailing yacht was built by Constructions Industrielles Maritimes and delivered in 2002, and Obsession 2 was reportedly available for charter. Before the fire, up to 7 guests could be accommodated on the vessel, with room for 5 crew members. So it pretty much looks like that boat's been gutted by the fire. We now head even further south in Thailand to the next story. We go to the BangkokPost.com. Deadly explosion rocks Narathiwat. This is right down on the Malaysian border. 1 volunteer was killed and 9 others injured in 2 separate explosions in Narathiwat yesterday, while rebel group BRN was holding a peace workshop with Thai officials next door in Malaysia, actually in the capital KL. And an explosion was reported near Kia's Health Promoting Hospital at 8:20 a.m, killing Wirapon Abdul Rahim, a volunteer providing security protection to local teachers at the time. And 6 other volunteers were injured, initially suffering from chest tightness and tinnitus, and transferred to the Sungai Kalok Hospital. And then in Cho Erong district, 3 security volunteers were reported injured in a street bomb at 8:50 a.m, and the incident took place 400 metres away from the Tambon Chuab's security protection base. A gunfight erupted after the bomb explosion, and a suspect fled the scene. And both explosions occurred as a workshop was being held between the BRN Technical Department and a technical committee from Thailand's Peace Dialogue team. And those ongoing peace talks were being held in KL at the time. Ongoing violence there in the restive south of Thailand. Now, tomorrow is a public holiday, and although it's not really mentioned in any of the news, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a alcohol ban day, meaning that from tonight at midnight, that's Tuesday, all the way through to the end of Wednesday midnight, there will be no alcohol served. That's the usual sort of way the alcohol bans go. Now, that hasn't been officially announced as far as I can see from any of the media, but that's usually the case with one of these important Buddhist holidays. Let's find out about it. And Thailand Now reports Visakha Bucha Day 2024. It's going to be held on May the 22nd, that's tomorrow. And like many religious holidays in Thailand, Visakha Bucha Day is observed according to the traditional lunar calendar, and therefore changes each year. This year it falls on May the 22nd, which coincides with the full moon of the 6th lunar month. Well, that may be, but given the cloud cover we have at the moment, I'm just not going to know. And Visakha Bucha, also known internationally as Visakh, is one of the holiest days in Buddhism. It marks 3 events in the life of the Lord Buddha: his birth, enlightenment, and death. And just as a bit of background, born into royalty in 623 BC in what is modern-day Nepal, Siddhartha Gautama is believed to have abandoned his life of luxury to seek wisdom about the existential nature of suffering. He then attained enlightenment while meditating under a Bodhi tree, founding the religion of Buddhism. And I was lucky enough to visit the birthplace of Buddha in Lumpini in Nepal all those years ago, about 7 years ago. But it looks like it coincides with another international day tomorrow, and so some Buddhists have come up with a way that Buddhists can commemorate the day. We go to this story from ThaiPBSWorld.com, Growing Trees, a New Way of Making Merit. And Buddhists worldwide will make merit, that's tambun, observe religious precepts and perform the traditional religious ceremony Wian Tian, hope I said that right, walking around the temple's main chapel in the evening in remembrance of the Buddha's purity, wisdom and compassion to all beings. But it's also the Thailand National Arbor Day tomorrow, and the Tree for Dharma Foundation, the BMA, and their alliances have invited residents to make merit by planting trees through the Wian Tian Using Tree Seedlings activity. Tree seedlings will be used during the evening religious rites to replace lit incense sticks, candles and other materials. I think this is all a great idea, and the seedlings will then be planted in unused areas in the city to help add green spaces while reducing air pollution, one of the most serious problems faced by the city. And according to the monk who was introducing this yesterday, growing trees is a new way of making merit that all Buddhists can perform. It can solve the problems faced by the world today and can be good for humans and the environment. I don't think we can argue with any of that. So it is a Buddhist holiday tomorrow. I'm pretty sure it will be a alcohol ban day, but I know anybody who really has to have a drink tomorrow, they'll be able to go to one of those mum and dad shops and find a little tipple. All right, let's check on the Thai economy. We go to nationthailand.com, and Thailand's GDP expands 1.5% in Q1. This is according to the NESDC. And the council slightly cut overall projections despite growth due to risk factors posed by the US-China trade war and geopolitical conflicts. And the NESDC Secretary General told the media yesterday that the economy grew 1.1% in the January-March quarter thanks to 6.9% expansion in private consumption and the service sector. Exports in the first quarter also rose by 2.5%, while private investment grew by 4.6%. Must have dropped somewhere else to end up with an average of 1.1%, but they don't seem to report that. Despite the growth, though, the NESDC has lowered its projection for this year slightly to 2 to 3% from 2.2 to 3.2%, mainly due to the risks posed by the ongoing US-China trade war and geopolitical conflicts. And they say the biggest risks facing the economy this year are a surge in household debts and flooding. Rising freight prices due to risks from geopolitical conflicts would also affect exports. So let's just check the US dollar to the Thai baht, and we can see here quite a steady drop of the value of the US dollar against the Thai baht. That yellow line goes back to April the 30th, and that's when the USD peaked at 37.2 baht to the dollar, but now it's down to 36.2 baht to the dollar. Quite a significant drop. We can see it here over a whole year, and the yellow line there, once again, that's a whole 12 months, and we can see that peak on the 30th of April, and over the past 2 or 3 weeks, that fairly steady drop. So the Thai baht, well, strengthening against the US dollar. So that information from xe.com. Now, yesterday we reported about the Thai Prime Minister visiting Italy. He's been to France, now he's in Italy. Not sure where he is today, but there was some rumours or suggestions that there maybe, possibly, could be an F1, a Formula One race in Thailand. People speculating where it could be. Now, people saying, well, hold it up in Buriram, where they've already got a lot of the infrastructure. I think the problem there, though, is you're going to have international people flying in. And, well, it's all very well to get to, say, Bangkok, but then you've got to make your way up to Buriram, which is another flight, or it's a, 4 or 5 hour trip from the capital. But anyway, there's a bit of an update from BangkokPost.com. The PM hopes for F1 circuit near U-tapao Airport. So at least now they're telling us where it may be held, but there's no F1 track there yet. And the Thai Prime Minister met the Formula One organisers in Italy and said he hoped the construction of a Formula One racing circuit would start near U-tapao Airport in Rayong province in 3 to 4 years. Now that's about a 45-minute drive from Pattaya, for example, so it would be a great tourism boost for Pattaya. And Mr Seta told reporters that Thailand needed international sporting events to boost tourism, and the government wanted the country to be a venue of the Formula One World Championship. And also present at the meeting were Chachai Promlert, the chairman of PTT, and Kevin Kanjanapas, the president of BTS Group Holdings. Some pretty big hitters. Wonder what they were doing there. The Prime Minister said he invited both men along as he expected PTT to sponsor the construction of the new circuit, and BTS Holding Group was the concessionaire for the vast compound of U-tapao Airport. The Prime Minister said his delegation received a positive response from the Formula One group. And he said, I believe that should be we and the organisers both want this to happen. I'm confident there will be good news in a few months. So planning-wise, they're looking at 3, 4, 5, 6 years ahead. And there could be F1 and F2 events at the track and also events for young racers, he said. In-depth details are yet to be discussed, but the government would be ready to start construction of the circuit in 2027 or 2028 at the latest. But an evaluation of the amount of revenue Formula One will generate for Thailand has not been conducted, and VIP tickets to the event cost between $5,000 to $8,000 per person. Ooh, so well I probably won't be getting a VIP ticket, but I'd go to an event like that, just going through the commoner turnstiles like everybody else. But you can see if they're trying to attract that sort of money, that $5,000 to $8,000 for a ticket, they're going to have to keep it close to Suvarnabhumi Airport. I would say U-tapao Airport's a good location, close to Pattaya, close to plenty of infrastructure, and, well, only about 2 hours away from Suvarnabhumi Airport. Okay, with that, hopefully you're a bit more up to date with things happening around Thailand. Please comment in the comment section. We always enjoy your comments, good and bad. As I always say, keep it nice. But otherwise, big thanks to our sponsor, 5 Star Marine, at 5starmarinephuket.com. Have a great Tuesday, and we'll see you tomorrow.